Hello there, I'm Anthony Esposito and that's Stephen Jennings. We're here from Awaken Your Soul, Iboga retreats in Costa Rica. At the moment, we're not in Costa Rica. We're having a retreat somewhere outside of Costa Rica, and I'm here with Stephen, one of our guests that came to the medicine to experience Iboga in a very deep way, experience the Bwiti tradition and to come for his own healing. So ask him what brought you to the medicine. What was it that brought you to Iboga?
I suffered a lot in my life and found Iboga 3.5 years ago at the end of a 10-year run with heroin and multiple other drugs. I've tried all kinds of different therapies and treatments and stuff, and those were all wonderful. There's still finding resistance in myself, and through the medicine, I arrived at that retreat 3.5 years ago just totally miserable at my wit's end and hopeless, really, and I was hoping the medicine would fix that for me. Well, that's not what happened. I got something much greater than that, actually. I really found that a place inside of myself, with the help of the people at the retreat and with the medicine and the teachings of the Bwiti, that I care about my life. I value my life, and I was able to connect with that in a way that goes beyond logic and understanding, just deep in my cells and my body, and feel really empowered to take my life into my own hands and not be relying on things outside of myself to look for peace. So moving into this retreat, I wanted to go further. There's still a lot of areas in my life where there's trauma from my early childhood and past. Noticing a lot of thought patterns too over the years of just the way that I constantly would be criticizing myself and doubting myself and second guessing myself and not coping well with anxiety around other people, and a lot of fear coming up in my life about what I'm doing and where I'm going, and just really felt like my nervous system was kind of fried. I feel like I go into fight or flight on a very, at the touch of the wind almost sometimes it feels like. And so coming here to be with Anthony here and Amber, Awaken Your Soul, arriving here was these wonderful people hold such a safe space. I really felt safe to just be myself and to be with anything that might be difficult, and to really be vulnerable and open up about what's going on in my life. And I could say that about everyone in the group, that everyone that showed up here helped just build on the container that they had already established here at this retreat. To just be really vulnerable and open and receive what we're looking for.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I mean, that's our mantra. It's our way to create an impeccable space, with integrity and lots of compassion and love and honor for the people that come to, or that receive the call to come work with this medicine. We want them to feel safe. We want them to feel vulnerable, so they can explore themselves on a deep level, and for them to feel safe. That's most important, because there's no healing unless the safety is there. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. And so the preparation leading up to the ceremony, we got to the fire ceremony. How was that?
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to arrive early enough in a retreat to have some time to settle in and really kind of disconnect from everything that's going on in life and just really be with what's about to happen. So by the time we rolled into the fire ceremony, I felt like I had plenty of time to really settle in and feel comfortable. And when I saw the fire, that's when it all seemed a little surreal until I walked up and saw the fire burning, and you could just feel it. There's something big's about to happen here. And so we all gathered around the fire, and Anthony and Amber shared the teachings of the Masoko Bwiti and talked about the medicine and about life and truth, and shared some of their own stories, and opened that up for each of us to go around and kind of share our intentions and to be vulnerable with each other and to be there supportive of each other for what we're getting ready to do, what we're doing. And they serve us the medicine.
No turning back then.
Yeah.
We're all in.
We stayed there on the fire, still talking for a while, and just more truth and wisdom, those being shared, and seemed like the medicine really helped to open me up to receive what was being said, and really helped to understand the truths that were being shared, not just logically, but like much, much deeper. So there came a point where I couldn't sit up by the fire anymore, needed to go lay down, and the journey just escalated from there. Really strong, really deep, challenging, and even in that, there was a knowing that that was okay, and there's space in me for that. There's space in me for everything. Really, all the stuff that I've been fighting against, these negative emotions like sadness and guilt and shame, the things that I, just have been really resistant to really feeling in my life. It seemed like the medicine really brought me into my body and helped me find the space to allow all of that to just be.
Was the music helpful on the journey?
Music's super helpful.
Yeah.
Music's super helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the driver. It's like our navigation, the driver of the ceremony. From my experience, I've never been in a Iboga ceremony without the Bwiti traditional music, and I don't think I ever will be. Yeah. So how was the next day? Like the aftercare, introspection, rest and relaxation. How was that? That recovery period after the ceremony. Because really, the ceremony continues. It's just that part of the ceremony is over where the music is off, and we get the guests back to their rooms and get them some fruit and coconut water and just kind of support them and wait on them, whatever they need. What was that like that next day?
Yeah, I was still pretty deep in the medicine throughout the rest of the day and to late the next night, and all through the morning they were coming in to check on me, bringing me fruit, bringing me water, sharing words of wisdom and encouragement, and I was still having kind of a hard time and just not feeling well, and at the same time, with their support and with the support of the medicine and the support of the space I was finding in myself, that was all right, and I was able to let it just be that, which I felt like is really huge for me, because there's so much resistance in my life. This retreat, this way that the container was held, that we all just felt safe to just be. I felt very much like I could just surrender into just being with what was happening, which was the most freeing feeling I could possibly ever think of.
And so if you finally got some sleep in the evening?
Oh, yeah.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I feel super rested and feel good now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, thank you for sharing your experience. You know, sometimes it's a little tricky to get on camera and share our hearts, you know, and be vulnerable to share a very powerful, intimate experience. And so myself and my wife Amber are really very grateful that you came to visit us and that you worked with the medicine and you were able to get what you need at this moment in your life. Because the medicine will always give a person what they need. Maybe not necessarily what they want, but you'll get what you need, that's for sure. And it's been a real pleasure having you, and thank you for sharing some of your journey, a little piece of it, as it continues to unfold. Because the medicine is very deep, it's old, ancient spirit, and so once it gets in the body on a cellular level, you have this retreat and journey and aftercare and integration. We did some breath work and had a closing circle, but the medicine will continue to work when you return home, weeks and months after the experience, as long as you're taking care of yourself and listening to the wisdom that was shared with you which really came from inside of you, from the medicine, the spirit of the medicine, and your own spirit igniting, and the teachings formed from that place, from that space. So the journey will continue, man. There'll be a lot of insights and wisdom that will continue to come when, you know, the answers to some of your questions, maybe you didn't get them, all of them, but a lot of them, or the ones that you did not receive, will come when the time is right. So thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening. Have a blessed day, and Basi, which means truth in Bwiti.